right, Ben, good win. The last few games, the theme, it seems a lot of the guys are saying, we're buying into the system. And I asked Coach last night, has there been that defining moment, or is it just the flow of the season just kind of laying out this way?
Yeah, I think it's just ebbs and flows, and obviously, we're working every day towards something and a style of hockey that the coaches want us to play, and I think it looked pretty good this weekend. So
yeah. You've got to feel personally. We talked here privately. Just where would the team be without you? And obviously, we don't need you to sit up there and talk about yourself, but you've got to feel pretty good at where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a fun group to play for. The coaches make it fun to come to the rink, and a lot of good guys to play with on this team. That's made it an enjoyable year, and we got something to look forward to down the home stretch here.
Yeah, are you starting to feel like you guys are rounding into some sort of playoff shape? That's kind of what it seems like. I mean, clearly it seems like you're playing your best hockey of the year right now. Does it feel like that in the locker room?
Yeah, I don't think we feel like we're quite there yet. Obviously, there's still 20+ games left in the season, so we're just trying to peak at the right time, and we're still building, I think. Yeah.
What are some of the areas you feel like there's still some building that can be done?
Yeah, I think it's just mostly consistency, and feeling as though the team plays the same way every night, and we know what we're going to expect, and that's a high level of execution and compete. That's pretty much it, really.
Thanks.
Nice win, Ben. I think in the last couple of years, we'd have some nights here where it was like, I could come up with a more delicate word, but there were some crappy teams. There were some bad teams that would come in here. And this year, it's like there was never a night off. Have the Firebirds kind of come to grips with that over the course of the season, that basically every game or all these division games, they're tough. Each one of them's tough.
Yeah, for sure. I think we feel that our division's really tight this year, and everybody's been good. And even the teams that are below us have been playing really good hockey at certain times. So, yeah, that's kind of been a theme all year that we kind of noticed early on. Is there hasn't been any easy nights really all year. So
San Jose, they've been a tough opponent for you guys all year. You guys got that box check. Was that a particular discussion amongst the Firebirds that, like, all right, we got these guys on a Sunday afternoon. We're on a little heater with 3 in a row. Like, let's check this box today.
Yeah, it was talked about, that we hadn't beat them yet this year. So, yeah, it was brought up. So, yeah. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Nice win, Jay, man. We'll see you in like 2 months or whenever you guys are back here. Yeah.
Obviously a massive weekend, 4 points. Just your thoughts, your feelings on the confidence of the group here moving forward.
Yeah, it was a big message going in this weekend. These are going to be playoff-type games, obviously playing against 2 teams that are up there in the standings. And to get 4 points, especially in regulation, too, it's a huge weekend for the team.
And for you personally, not in the lineup last night, to come back in this afternoon, find the back of the net, has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it is a great feeling. Obviously, you want to have a bounce-back game after being out, and I think I did a good job tonight of just trying to do what I can and, just play with confidence.
Talk about your goal. Obviously, John Hayden did a nice job to sort of redirect it over to you. You were standing at the goal mouth there. How did that play come around?
Yeah, like you just said, it was really just, whack to the back door, and I was just sitting there. So those are the ones that you enjoy a lot. not a lot goes into those goals, but you definitely take them.
As a goal scorer, is that nice to get a goal like that? To kind of, do you feel like that sort of is the way to start the floodgates or start to feel good about, getting on a roll?
Yeah, 100%. I think when you're going through a little rut, I think as a hockey player in general, those are the goals that you kind of need to get back going, and I think that's obviously a good feeling when it finds that.
And we asked Ben about this too, but San Jose obviously has had your guys' number this year. Was there, intentional focus on getting this one with them having, won the first 6?
Yeah, I think that was also a message coming in tonight's game. Was just obviously the last couple times they've came into our building and kind of outplayed us, I guess is the best way to put it. And tonight you want to change the outcome, and we did a good job right from the puck drop.
Okay, thanks.
Nice win, Jagger. What's the hat? What is this? What's check on your teammates?
My hand?
Your hat.
Oh, my hat. Check
Yeah.
on your teammates. It's kind of just like a mental health thing that when you go through it, just make sure your teammates are all right. And we got hoodies and hats, and I think I wrecked my other hat, so I got this one on for today.
Is everyone all right? Have you had to check on anyone?
No, I haven't. I think we have pretty good team morale, so we've been good.
All right. More earnest question. This is to borrow from Tim's. We didn't see you last night. We saw you tonight. I feel like over the course of the season, especially in recent weeks, with the interchangeable parts, which we've had a lot this season, a lot of transactions, some injuries. Now it feels more comfortable when someone gets a sit, then someone comes in. It doesn't seem like it disrupts the flow at all.
Yeah, I think, for any hockey player coming in and out of the lineup, it could be tough, but I think the coaches put me in a really good position today to go out and get confidence back quick, and especially with line mates like Benny and Nemo, it's pretty easy to play with them, so I'm just happy that I was able to find back in that. Good. Thank you, guys.
Coach, massive weekend, 4 points, 8-point swing, I guess, if you look at it the other way in the standings. Just your thoughts overall on the weekend and 6 periods as a whole.
Well, if you go back to last Sunday's game, like the progression of our team, I really like the direction we're going, and even the first 2 periods tonight, we're taking another step of just playing, bird hockey, right, what we like to call it. And then obviously they had a push in the 3rd period, and then basically hung on to win. But that happens in hockey. So I have liked a lot of the game. What I liked is the contributions from the kids coming in and out of the lineup. David Goyette comes in tonight, gets a couple assists. Furcus comes back in the lineup, scores a big goal. And so that's what you want to see from your group, right? So their job is to make it tough on us to take them out of the lineup. And then our job as a coaching staff is to make those hard decisions.
To touch on Jagger there, just a kid that probably maybe never have come out of the lineup in his life as a goal scorer like that. To do that and come back and score tonight rather than head down, or just to show the maturation of him as a player, has to feel good as you for the coach.
Yeah, it does. It's when these kids come out of junior programs and they're the man or they're the go-to guy. It's like taking Andrew Podorowski in his career where he is in the American Hockey League. That's the stature of these junior kids where they're in the OHL, WHL, or QMJHL. They are the go-to guys, and you'd never take them out of the lineup unless something went sideways, right? But so when they come to the American Hockey League, this is hard for them. They don't know how to manage it, and that's part of the developments. They have to learn, like, hey, this is a different level. You're kind of tearing down your game and building your foundation again, and then they got to find a way. So give those 2 kids credit. It's tough. It's every player kind of goes through it, and so I always try and when I have a discussion with them, I always go back. Remember your 16-year-old year in junior, you were kind of in another lineup. Well, that's where you kind of are right now. So they kind of have to, reestablish themselves and build that foundation to their game. But that's what we want to see with guys, and some guys are ahead of that, like Yanni Newman, who, he's got 23 goals, and it's, unless he really goes sideways, it's tough to take a player like that out of the lineup. So these are going to be the tough decisions for our coaching staff going forward, because we have a lot of prospects coming through the organization going forward, not just this year, next year, whatever, going forward. That's where the Seattle Kraken are with their draft picks. That's where we are as an organization. So great to see those kids step up and respond tonight.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. Another good win. It seems like there's no doubt that you're playing the most, sort of consistent and complete hockey of the season right now. Are there a few parts of the game?
You guys always ask questions just to get me fired up, eh? Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna. Yeah. Do you feel like there's something that's been happening in these last 7, 8, 10 games that wasn't happening before, or what's working now?
Well, I'm going to agree with you. We played our last 3 games. I like the way we've really progressed our game, and we talk about the little details lead to big moments, and that's kind of the speech I've been talking to these guys, trying to get them prepared for the games. But if you look at where we played into the All-Star break, I really liked our games in Texas, which I talked about before. But coming out of the break, I didn't like our first couple games, and then so we've kind of got back to playing the right way going forward. The San Diego game, we won in San Diego. I didn't like our game. And then we went into Henderson. We were kind of loose and just kind of we weren't detailed in our game. And then if you look at the Bakersfield game to the Tucson game and then to the Calgary game to tonight, we are taking steps going in the right direction to the way we want to play going down the stretch, right? You're always trying to get your team to peak at the right time. And we want to make sure there's going to be a lot of little clips in the video you really like that are keeper clips, and there's going to be a lot of teaching clips in those moments. So, yeah, I would agree with you. We're going in the right direction, but we've been doing it all year. You look at our record right now, right from the start of the season, we've had guys go up, we've had injuries. This group has been very, very resilient, and they've always find a way. Yeah, if we lose 1 or lose 2, we respond, we come back and find a way to win. And so now we're finding these little win streaks, 2, 3, 4 games, lose 1, 2, 3, 4 games, and that's what you want to have going forward. So it's positive for our group, and it's always going to be a challenge to get them dialed in early. And I've liked our starts the last 3 games.
Thanks.
Coach, I think we've learned over the course of the season that you don't like to look ahead too far. I think we've tried in maybe 63 different ways to ask you about this part of the schedule or that, but I'm going to try again nonetheless.
I wouldn't expect anything less. Judge.
Okay. I try to keep it fresh. But we're not going to see you guys, unfortunately, a lot in the month of March. I think just 3 home games, and it's like those 3 are in a span of 37 or 38 days. Is that a consideration for you? Is that a good thing, a bad thing? Is something you discuss with the team that we're kind of in the crux of the season, the crux of the home stretch, and not a lot of home games to be played in that time?
Well, like we had this little homestand where we finished it off, winning 4 in a row, and that's important. Those are big points at home, and obviously we want to win home games for our fans because they're big supporters of the team, and they don't get the chance to see the games on the road. So now we have a big road trip in March. We got to go to Calgary twice. We got to go to Chicago once, so we've got some travel. But we do have a lot of off days in there, so rest is a weapon, and we'll give the kids a lot of rest and work on our development in that situation. And then the 3 home games that we do have are going to be, they might even be magnified a little bit because they are huge home games, and we only have 3 going into the month of April. So, but if you look at our schedule in, was it November, December, January, we were 13 games. So it's nice now to have some more practice time, and you're seeing the results of a little bit more practice time with the structure and the details of our team. So it's good stuff. You know what? The road's great. We're going to Canada. We're going to Calgary for a couple twice. A lot of guys have friends and family up there. It's always exciting to go to Canada. I've got some family in Calgary. I know Max Lajoie is from Calgary. So those are exciting times for some of our Canadian players. And obviously for some of the kids going from Europe, from Finland, never been to Calgary, get a chance to see the Rocky Mountains. So there's some exciting stuff in there.
All right, so you have looked ahead at the schedule. Now we know. Confirm that. Anybody else, folks?
I did want to ask you about Sprong being out of the lineup. Was that just maintenance day because he kind of got banged up yesterday a little bit, or is he? What's his status?
Yeah, we had a couple guys get banged up. We sat some guys last night because we had some minor injuries and that. So Spronger was out, Roeder was out tonight, and then I think Tucker was just healthy just because we're getting some kids in the lineup. So
Okay.
Yep.
Confirm that. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Judd, what time tomorrow?
What time is good